Peace, peace. We are back in a commercial gym doing a full body day. Started off with a good session of squats, but I failed 350. This PR has been kicking my ass. I just get a little too deep and I lose control over it. I'll get it, but it's a bit in my head. Then we move over to overhead press. This is 155. Obviously, we did more sets than this, but I worked my way up into it. I cut a lot of sets out of this session just so I can get to the meat and potatoes of it. So I was going for two. I think I really just got 1.5 there. I didn't feel it great. I was talking a whole lot of smack. I'm with my boy here. This is his first time overhead pressing. So this is his PR. Yeah, that was a great fight. He hit 125. Pretty proud of him on that one. Yeah, I'm getting coached on the right here. This guy randomly coaching me, which is cool. At first, I wasn't listening to him, and then I realized, because he said he was an Olympic weightlifter for years, got a good physique. I'm like, you know what? This guy he's actually making a good point, and he's probably got a good advice. So I'm like, let me try this. Boom, hit 165, real easy. I've done this before, but it was easy. That was the key. I was like, wow. You could even hear me say it. But yeah, I like that. I like that. So had to shake the man's hand after. My boy shook his hand too. Like, thank you very much. And then we get on to the deadlifts. Again, we did a lot more sets than this. This is my boy's second set. He's doing 185. We started with just a plate. And we're using the metal plates. I like this. Nice and calibrated. Less bend. My boy here, his deadlift is stuck at like 285, 295, something like that. So I'm really trying to help him get up over 3 plates. We're talking about using mixed grip right here, maybe. His grip isn't really the issue. I think he's having most of an issue engaging his hamstrings and glutes and stiffening out his back. He's really pulling with his upper back mostly, and I don't think he does enough upper back training either. So I think that's his issue really. I also think he's bent over too much when he deadlifts, and that'll come up again later as I make it a little bit more clear to him. But that's 2 plates, not bad. This is me doing 3 plates. So we do a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So this is the 3. So I'm doing 3 plates for 3. And he sticks right to it and goes for 3 plates. He also doesn't like to use a belt, which, whatever, but if it helps, it helps. So here it goes. He gets it off the ground, he just can't get it up. And I really think part of his issue is he can't engage all his body parts properly to really explode. So that's really what I'm trying to tell him. And I'm trying to tell him to engage his hamstrings and his glutes, and then get his hips lower and pull his hips closer to the bar, kind of demonstrate it for him. And then I'm showing him like explode off the ground, like explode off the ground. And honestly, I think this is a problem with machine training and stuff like that. Like, you don't really train your explosive muscles. So, I do a lot of jumping and explosion and stuff like that, and it helps me get the raw power. Me hip thrusting and trying to give him an idea of the pulling with his hips is hilarious. So this is me moving up to 365 for 2, which is a PR, temporarily that is. So let's go. And this is what I like about being at the gym. This is why I'm finally going back a little bit more than usual, is because I can drop the plates a little bit louder. I got a newborn baby downstairs where I live and a newborn baby coming into my house. I'm about to have another baby, so I can't be as loud as I want to be. And then here's me going for 4 plates for 2. This is another PR. Can't we do it? Great work. And thinking back, I think I had a third one, honestly, but I'm still waiting for the groin to be 100%. These heavy lifts, I started to feel it towards the end, and I felt it on that one, so I just kind of left it be. Plus, my back was rounding a little bit more than I like, but I think I might have had that third one. So my boy started to think, you know what, I can't get 315. He had tried 315 a bunch of times. Like, maybe I'll do it with the bumper plates. He broke it off the ground, couldn't get it. Like, because the bumper plates, they're bigger, so the bar might bend more, whatever. Either way, we switched to the trap bar real quick so I could try to get him to understand like his body mechanics. I'm showing him that the trap bar, I know he can get it off the ground with the trap bar because of the hand placement, even though we're doing low bar. But I think it's also going to help him stack up his joints, stack up his knees, his shoulders, get his hips where they need to be, help him get his hips kind of under his shoulders a little bit more. So that's why we're using the trap bar deadlift, just so he can get used to the body placement. And immediately it's obvious that he's too bent over because the bar keeps rocking and rolling. He's not pulling the slack out of the bar. And I'm so glad that we did this because it really was a teaching moment for him. Like, he's doing so many of these just minor, super minor things wrong that are just taking his power out of his conventional deadlift. Then we finally did 2 plates and he finally started to get it. And you can see the bar is rocking back and forth because he's too bent over, but he starts to figure it out. And he is spent, bro. He tried 315 so many times. I had to respect him. And I had to show him one last time, like, yeah, that's better, but that's why you're rocking, because you're kind of bent over too far. You're not pulling the slack out of the bar. You're not engaging your hamstrings and glutes properly. And after this, he's like, yo, I'm going to do so much more for my deadlift because he realizes he should. And I just demonstrate him. You can see when I do it, it's like everything is stacked up and I just stand straight up with that trap bar. Where him, he's kind of just bent over and then trying to stand up. So, yeah. Gotta love trap bar deadlifts. And I love his effort. That's why I had to dap him up. I love the effort he put in. Anyway, I had to come back later. You know me, 2-a-days. I got 30 minutes of sweating on my stationary bike. And then I enjoyed the tip that I got for the push press so much that I had to do it again. So this is 145 for 3. I got to work on the balance a little bit so I don't keep sending myself backwards when I do it. And then I did 165 once more, just like I did earlier. I don't know if I mentioned that, but that was 165 for 2 earlier. This is for 1. And then I thought maybe I got a PR. So here's 205. I'm like, if I explode this, nah, I didn't have it. A little too spent. But good work today overall. I'm proud. Go hard, push your limits. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.